You receive Jesus Christ and you follow him with your life, then you're not only not a child of God, you're an enemy of God. The only one that can make you not God's enemy is who we tell you about. Jesus. Yeah, there you go. See? Romans says...
Hey, check this out. Spiritual Lone Wolf coming at M.R. Thornton. Officer M.R. Thornton, this is for you. And I'm actually going to put your name in the title. Hopefully that somebody might see this video that I just made and they may know you, or they may be a subscriber of yours, and they may turn you on to this video. First off, let me say this. The number one reason why I'm trying to make this video, man, is because I'm trying to believe that there are good cops out here, right? I personally don't believe it. I personally can put up one of the best debates in the world for why they're not. My homie Jim Red Wolf, he been saying it for the longest that there are good cops out here. He knows some and this, that, and the other. I just can't see it, right? But I'm trying to, though. That's the point of this video. That's the point of me making this video. Then the other reason is because you in Illinois. I didn't realize that. You're a cop in Illinois. I'm in Illinois. Right now I'm in DuPage County, but I grew up and was born and raised in Chicago. I moved out here to DuPage County with Sheriff Mendrick back in like April last year. So I ain't even really been out here yet. Let me say this to you, homie. I'm trying to let you be one of those first people that I can actually say is a good cop. Because I don't believe it, man. Right now, I don't believe you're a good cop, right? And I got millions of reasons for this. I got millions of reasons for why I don't believe that there are no good cops. But I'm trying, though. I'm trying to, like, redirect my mind, my thoughts, my emotions, my passions. I'm trying to, redirect them or put them on the back burner for a second, if you will, to try to let some of the things in that people would say, oh, no, this is the reason why there are good cops and, et cetera, et cetera. Or like some of the points that Jim Red will bring up about good cops. I'm trying to hear that. I'm trying to let what I hear him say about good cops, I'm trying to let it sink in. All right. If you knew the shit that I've been through with y'all in Chicago, growing up on the far south side of Chicago in the hundreds, right? If you only knew the shit that cops did to me as a child, then you probably would understand why I'm saying this. But let me get to my point. Because I just left you a comment on one of your videos. And the comment was, if you start talking to me about how your supervisors or the people who put y'all in place, if you start talking about how they are the ones that allow y'all to get away with what it is that y'all get away with, then I'll subscribe to your channel. All right. For the time being, you come up, you like a hit or miss. Sometimes you come up in my YouTube shorts, sometimes you don't. I've never really went out of my way to watch a whole lot of your videos. I've never went out of my way to subscribe. I'm not a subscriber now. All right. But I tell you what, we could subscribe to each other. You dig? How about you subscribe to my channel and I subscribe to yours? Right? Because I got a lot I got to say too. And I should be respected in what it is I have to say, just like you should be respected in what you got to say, especially due to the fact that, you are saying some stuff that a lot of other cops don't say. You know what I'm saying? But here, let me get back to my point. Like I said, start breaking it down, bro. What I mean by that is this. Start talking about how the people who put you all in power, that gave you all the permission to do what y'all do, them the same motherfuckers who tried to force y'all to take that shot. Right? Start talking about that. Because, see, I was laughing at y'all, bro. I was laughing at y'all. Like I said, I just moved out here in April. You know what I'm saying? I was in the city up until that point. I mean, when CPD went on that big-ass hoopla about not wanting to take the shot and this, that, and the other, and they filled City Hall, the shit was funny to me. Like, I couldn't fucking believe it. You didn't fight as police officers for nobody to have to take it, but when they targeted y'all as a whole, now all of a sudden it's a problem. Okay? So you start talking about those types of things, bro, and I support you, right? Because, see, I don't advocate for violence, right? But here's one of my problems, and people have said this to me in the past as a problem. I don't advocate violence, but I'm not scared of y'all. And a lot of people have looked at that as a problem. And it's like I try to explain to people, it's like, well, for number one, I'm 46 years old. Well, I'll be 46 in June. I grew up in the late 80s, early 90s. Me and Kanye West was in 6th and 7th grade together. Do the math. If I was born in 1977, I grew up and I was doing my thing in the streets in the far hundreds. You know what I'm saying? 119th, 115th, 103rd, 111th. You know what I'm saying? Halsted. You feel me? We grew up fighting y'all. Like physically fighting y'all. You know why? Because y'all would do shit like come in our neighborhood and whoop our ass. Y'all do shit like come to the neighborhood and kill one of us. You know, oh, we were in a dark gateway and he had a shiny object. Well, it's like, well, if it's pitch black outside, what type of light did he have to flash off of the shiny object for you to know that he had a shiny object in his hand? You just said he was in a dark gangway. You know what I'm saying? That type of shit. So we got tired of that. So y'all whoop us, we will whoop y'all. And I'm talking about literally, physically. We will physically fight y'all. Them motherfuckers used to throw drugs on us and shit back in the day. They put packs and shit on motherfuckers. They put us the handcuffs on us, put us in the backseat of the car, and throw a jab in our lap and be like, man, look what we found. And motherfucker be like, man, that ain't mine. And motherfucker be like, well, it's yours now. You know how many of my motherfucking homies is in prison right now because of that? You know what I'm saying? So it's hard, man. It's hard for me to get past that. And I try. Like I said, I talked to my boy Big Red. We done talked about it. I done told him, it's like, bro, I'm trying to hear you. I'm trying to hear what you're saying. But I've been traumatized by y'all as a child. And then when you add to the fact that at 45 years old, I am literally not afraid of policy officers. Because the other thing you got to understand, M.R. Thornton, that shit on the side of your car don't say police, brother. It say policy. What they did, and I'm bringing this part up because you bring up the education shit. Motherfuckers need to be educated. What, Officer Thornton, let me educate your motherfucking ass, homie. That shit don't say police. It say policy. What they did was drop the Y, added an E, but the pronunciation didn't change. It's that A-E-I-O-U and sometimes Y shit, right? Since you bring up the whole thing about education. It don't say police, it say policy. This is the reason for why when they do come out the cops for doing the stuff that they do, they always say he violated policy. They didn't say he broke the law. Now, my last point to all of this, and I'm going to leave you alone, bro. My last point to this is that you all are a corporation. Whether if you want to get into a debate about if it's pronounced policy or police or whatever, what you can't debate is that y'all are not in the Constitution. I said that because you bring up the Constitution a lot. You ain't in the Constitution, homie. The only thing that's in the Constitution is the Sheriff's Department and the U.S. Marshal. Now, we know that the police departments were created and infiltrated into these different places by way of the Sheriff's Department. Who you think deputized y'all? I don't know if you knew that or not, but that's going back to the whole education thing. If it wasn't for the sheriffs within the counties that you all patrol deputizing y'all, you wouldn't have a job. Another thing I want to cover is the qualified immunity. Why are you bonded, bro, if there's a such thing as qualified immunity? See, these are the things, man, that I like to hear you talk about. Why do you all have a DUNS number? Why is it that all I got to do is go to court and threaten to sick the IRS on y'all for moving violations and they get thrown out? This is why I don't fight with y'all. And that whole thing you made about the videotape the short you made about it's case law that if the police or the policy officer asks you to get out of the car, you have to get out of the car. No, you don't. Those roads that you are on is for public, not private. The whole thing about needing a license is when you go from traveling to using those roads to make money. Now, I don't know if you know about that or not. I don't know if you're aware of that, but I'm bringing all this up because you brought up education. You see what I'm saying? We need to be more educated. So what I'm doing now, bro, is I'm taking the time and the effort to try to educate you. Right? This is Original Lone Wolf, man. I'm trying to change some of my ways. Because I don't have a lot of good feelings about y'all. I don't care. I don't care how you look. I don't care what your skin tone is. And the last thing I'm going to say to you before I get up out of here, bro, is that I'm not black and I'm not an African. I am the indigenous Aboriginal man of America. And if you don't have any genealogical records that show that your family came over here and intermixed with my people, then that means you're the descendant of an immigrant. Now, it don't change nothing. I don't have no problem with it, but people need to know who we are. One last thing I'm going to say to you about education, I'm going to leave it alone. And this is going back to the whole thing about black. And we could throw white in there too, right? The word black and white. Oh, I'm black, I'm white, I'm black, I'm white. Black in the word white can be used as an adjective and it can be used as a verb, but it cannot be used as a noun or a pronoun. So that means calling yourself black, calling yourself white does not define a person, place, a thing, and it does not define a particular person, place, a thing. How's that, M.R. Thornton? For education. This is the Original Lone Wolf. Much love to you, homie.